Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode number 130 in the Gospel of John. In this world, you will have trouble. Is that you today? What specific trouble might you have today? So we're going to have a call today to take heart, knowing this, that Jesus has overcome the world. It's great news, and we're going to hear a call to trust him as he works out overcoming the world. So at the end, we'll have him let him overcome our trouble by entrusting the trouble to him. This is from John chapter 16. I'm going to start in verse 25. It's at the Last Supper. I have said these things to you in figures of speech. The hour is coming when I will no longer speak to you in figures of speech, but I will tell you plainly about the Father. In that day you will ask in my name, and I do not say to you that I will ask the Father on your behalf, for the Father himself loves you, because you have loved me and have believed that I came from God. I came from the Father and have come into the world, and now am leaving the world and going to the Father. His disciples said, now you're speaking plainly and not using figurative speech. Now we know that you know all things and do not need anyone to question you. This is why we believe that you came from God. Jesus answered them, do you now believe? Kind of calls them on it. Behold, the hour is coming. Indeed, it has come, when you will be scattered, each one to his own home, and will leave me alone. Yet I am not alone, for the Father is with me. Verse 33, I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, you will have trouble. But take heart, I have overcome the world. So the disciples here in this little passage, they profess their belief, but Jesus knows their frame. He says that we believe you came from God. And he kind of calls them and says, really? Do you now believe? And here's the problem. You're going to be scattered. You're going to be scattered from me. You're going to leave me alone from a human standpoint. And you're going to be scattered from each other. So each one is going to go to his own home. So they're not only going to break fellowship with Jesus, you're going to break fellowship with each other. So you will leave me alone, and you will leave yourselves alone very shortly. This very day, literally. So we so need steadfast in the Lord. So here we are in John chapter 14, 15, and 16, where the antidote to this poison of fickleness that humans have is this promise of the coming Holy Spirit. So the bad news in the passage is that Jesus is leaving the world and going to the Father. Now he's going to intercede for us there, so that's a good thing. But then he promises, I'm not leaving you as orphans. I'm going to come to you. I'm going to dwell with you. If anyone loves me, he will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our home with him. And then he promises the Holy Spirit, the helper, the Holy Spirit. So the good news for Jesus is that the Father is with me. And we must remember this as Jesus is sacrificed for sin. So I'm going to make an argument in a few weeks, I'm sure, when we get to the crucifixion. Does the Father turn his back on Jesus? And I would argue no, using this verse and Psalm 22. But that's an argument for another day. All right, this is the part I really wanted to get to today. Is in the world you will have tribulation. Now that's just the spiritual word for trouble, and who of us doesn't understand this? Everybody does. Look at our world. Look at my world. Sickness, aging, disease, rebellion, disobedience, wars, uncontrolled desires, anger, lust, greed, oppression, affliction, and pressure. So God does not promise separation from any of that. But what God does promise is himself during all of that. He promises himself and his character. And he says we should have a response, which is take heart. Chapter 14, it says, let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God. Believe in me. This is a theme where he's saying, don't be troubled. Why? Well, I have overcome the world. And you get sort of this coattail association with me that you get to overcome as well. So looking down the road with just a little bit of futureness to it, he says, I have victory over oppression. I have prevailed over affliction. I have vanquished suffering. The contest wasn't even close. I excelled at it. So I want to ask today is, oh yeah, this is great to have this, have the Bible, but what good is this to me now? And you may be asking the same thing. So Jesus, let's just review. Jesus is good for his word. Not one of his words has either not come true or will not come true someday. So he says that he sees this trouble. He knows it. He lives it. He's on station here. He says, I know in this world you are going to have trouble. And yes, this is true, and we all know, and I know it's true for you right now. But then he also says this, so let's not stop at the trouble verse. He says, but take heart, which means be courageous, hang on, endure, persevere. Why? Because I have overcome the world. So do you believe this is the question? And what specific trouble could you have today that you can take heart in, knowing this, that Jesus has overcome the world and he overtaken even this trouble? So could it be a comfort to you and a confidence to you and a fear destroyer for you to claim and trust as he works out his overcoming of this world? So yes, you will have trouble. You know it, and Jesus knows it, and he says it. But it doesn't stop there. But take heart, I have overcome the world. So let's let him overcome your trouble by you entrusting it to him, because that's really something to take heart about. Thanks for listening.